All right, well, welcome on everyone. As Steve said, this is recorded in front of a live studio audience. Now, I appreciate everybody being here. We're going to get started here in just a sec, but have some information to share with you regarding AutoSave. And it's not updated information. It's just, I don't think everyone has gone and looked at all of the different things that are, basically available through AutoSave. And one of those things, again, is the AutoSave FAQ. So for some reason, my screen did not share properly. So I apologize, everybody. Let me just go ahead and make sure I've got this set properly. I have to share it one more time. Okay, there we go. Now we've got it. All right, so everyone, this is our normal call to action, and so what we're going to do today is give you a call to action by walking through the FAQs and getting this recorded so that people can they can refer to this, they can listen to it while they're driving to work, they can put it on their phone, they can do whatever they want while they're on a bus, while they're on a plane, while you're waiting somewhere, and you don't have to be looking at a screen to get all the information because they've put everything into the AutoSave FAQ. And so if you go to thinksuccess.plus, and whether you type in AutoSave and then hit read on, which it's right there, you can click on AutoSave, it'll eventually scroll across. But what I'm going to show you is that you can just go to thinksuccess.plus/AutoSave, and you will automatically get to the AutoSave FAQ. And so this is what it looks like. And as you scroll down, you'll see the 1 minute and 40-second, 100-second video about AutoSave. It'll show you the AutoSave markets that we are currently in, which is Ohio, launched July 9th, and the utility markets, which is ComEd in Illinois for now. And as soon as we get our electricity license in the Ameren territory, we will be able to immediately start bringing AutoSave to that market too. We don't have to get approved in a separate market because we've already been approved in the entire state. So that's a question that some people have been asking. In Ohio, we launched July 14th, which was just yesterday. And in that state, we're open in all of the public utility markets. So everywhere we do electricity that's deregulated, we are open there as well. And so as you go through the FAQs and you scroll down through this, let me get rid of something on my screen in case it's blocking anyone. The FAQs, it talks about what is AutoSave. And it's simply, this is a great thing to look at because if you're looking at finding out, what's a quick way to talk about AutoSave? It's a smart energy service offered by Think Home Solutions that automatically switches customers between Think Energy and their utilities price to compare rate, whichever one offers the lower rate. There you go. Rate changes happen monthly, seasonally, annually, or whenever savings are possible. That is the most simple way to describe AutoSave, detailed and simple at the same time. It covers everything. So who handles the rate transitions? Think Home Solutions handles all those transitions between suppliers automatically. There's no action required by the customer or by you as the advisor. Okay, can we promote guaranteed lifetime savings? It's plain and simple, black and white language. No. We do not say lifetime guaranteed savings. We don't say yearly guaranteed savings. We don't say any of that. What we say is you can say that customers are guaranteed never to pay more than the utility rate, but you're not guaranteeing lifetime savings. Now, you can say we guarantee savings when Think Energy is your supplier. So when Think Home Solutions moves you to Think Energy as the supplier, when it's best for you as a customer and it's lower than the utility, you are always saving money with no maximum amount, no cap on that at all. And when you're with the utility company, you're paying the utility company's rate. Okay, so that's why you can't say to someone, it's not guaranteed lifetime savings. It's guaranteed savings in the months when Think Home Solutions moves you to Think Energy. So when Think Energy is appearing on your electric bill, you are guaranteed savings during those months. So that's how it works. And so very important to understand that. We don't want anyone going around, sign up and you get guaranteed savings every month for the rest of your life. That's not what we're saying, because there are times where you will be moved to the utility company. And when you're at the utility company, again, you're getting the utility company's rate. So there is no savings. It's just never above the utility. But then when you move to Think, you will then be getting savings. So that's how it works. We don't want people saying the wrong thing, because then that becomes a complaint, and then we have issues, and who knows? We have to protect the golden goose here that's what we're doing. We're protecting the golden goose, which is Think Energy. So we want to make sure that we're always with integrity, saying the right thing and always doing the right thing. Availability and eligibility, it goes into that category. And it talks about, well, when is AutoSave launching? Where will it be available? That's what it's talking about. It talks about the states we've already launched, and then it talks about New Jersey coming soon and other states as well. And then it says, is it for residential or for commercial customers? It's for residential customers with a limited amount of small commercial available. Now, you might see that ebb and flow as we go into more markets. So for now, a limited amount of small commercial is available in our AutoSave markets. And there may be some changes that come to that as we go, and it becomes a little bit more robust. And just know that there could be changes that come to this FAQ, and they will notify us when any changes are, made on the FAQ so that we can be up to date again. But this is the most current up-to-date information as of today, July 15th, 2025. So who can enroll? This is a question that comes up a lot too. AutoSave makes sense for everyone. That's the first statement. That means everyone can enroll, but as long as the customer is paying their bill on time and they're eligible to switch suppliers, to choose a supplier in their area, then they'll be a great fit. So they will be a great fit as long as they're paying their bill and they're eligible to choose a supplier. Now, that being said, eligible to choose a supplier. So there may be times where a customer is on like budget billing, or they have energy assistance or something like that, where they're getting an extra benefit on their bill. And there could be times where in certain markets where the utility company says, well, you can't choose a supplier if you're getting these benefits. And so we don't want people to lose their benefits. So we always tell people, everybody can sign up, but if you're getting some benefits or you have some type of budget billing, contact your local utility company to make sure it's okay. Now, if a customer signs up before they check with their local utility company, that's fine too. They have basically in all of our states the minimum rescission period. That means the minimum time frame where someone can sign up as a customer and cancel without ever affecting anything at the utility level side, like think would not be appearing on your bill, is 3 days. Now, this doesn't include Texas because Texas is not a potential AutoSave market at this point. So in all of the potential AutoSave markets, the minimum is 3 days rescission. So that means a customer could sign up right now without checking with their utility company, and they'll have up to 3 days, sometimes more depending on the utility, but 3 days is a good number to go with across the board. They can then call their local utility company. And if that local utility company says, you know what, because you're choosing another supplier potentially with this AutoSave program or with Think Energy, you will lose these benefits. And so then they don't want to lose the benefits. They simply contact Think Energy customer care, either by email or by phone, and they cancel. And they don't lose their benefits. So again, we want to make sure that we're always doing the right things with our customers to make sure that we don't want to be wrong with our customers and have them lose out on some benefit just because they want to be an AutoSave customer with you. Yes, we want all of them to be a customer, but we don't want them to lose their benefits without their knowledge. Okay, so that's up to them if they feel that they'd rather get the benefit of having AutoSave, and maybe they want to go off of budget billing or they don't care. Now, here's another one. Originally, it said Band 0 customers would not be accepted, but that's changed. That has been updated on this FAQ. That's why this is nothing is set in stone here. This is just as we go, we're going to uncover more and more information from market to market as we open AutoSave. It's because it's brand new. No one's ever done this. So Band 0 customers will now be accepted. And initially it said it wouldn't be, but now we will accept Band 0 customers and they can become AutoSave customers and get the benefit of AutoSave. But EAs in the compensation plan, obviously, we don't earn points or commissions or bonuses on these enrollments. Okay, that's part of our compensation plan. So that's how it works. So who can enroll? Now, Enrollment and plan details is the next segment that it goes through. And it has a lot of information here. First, is it free to enroll in AutoSave? Is there a fee, I'm sorry, to enroll in AutoSave? And the answer is no, it's completely free. Can current Think Energy customers switch to AutoSave? Yes, they can in two ways. They can cancel their existing Think Energy plan. There are no fees for doing that. We don't have early termination fees. Outside of Texas, there are no early termination fees. And then they can re-enroll as an AutoSave customer. So they have to cancel. They'd have to wait a period of time, and customer care will tell them what that period of time is. And then they can re-enroll as an AutoSave customer. That's one way. And the other way is to just wait, because at the end of their current contract term, they are going to be notified during that renewal window that, hey, you can now move away from fixed rates and you can sign up with AutoSave, and they'll need to enroll in AutoSave because it's a new contract where Think Energy Think Home Solutions is moving them from Think Energy to the supplier whenever it's in their best interest. So they will need to enroll in AutoSave at the end of that term, but Think Energy will automatically be contacting customers via email and other ways, whatever we can to get that information. So I would say, as far as customers, I would just tell people to wait, because unless you're on some plan that's above the utility, but if you're on a runway to AutoSave plan, you're below the utility. So you might as well just run that out, let it run out, and AutoSave will be waiting for you gladly at the end of your contract term. It's not going to go away. There's no reason why a customer should sign up immediately for it if they're already saving money, if that makes sense. So let them ride out that guaranteed savings on the guaranteed savings, but a rate lower than the utility with their fixed plan, and then have them sign up on AutoSave at the end of that. So then it says, no, customers currently on fixed rate plans should not switch to AutoSave if their current locked-in rate is lower than what is being offered by the utility, which is what I just said. This could result in the customer paying more on AutoSave than what they are currently paying on their contract. Again, because here's the thing. When someone comes on to AutoSave, we're going to get them personalized pricing for them, okay? They could be on a fixed plan right now that's below the utility. And when they move to AutoSave, Think Energy, Think Home Solutions may say, well, there isn't savings right now for you as a customer based on your personalized rate, so we're going to put you with the utility company until we can save you money. Guys, that would result in that customer paying more than what they're paying now with Think. So might as well just stay there. So if you're below the utility right now, stay there until you're no longer below the utility, until the end of your term. Then move on to AutoSave. Okay, so customers in the AutoSave markets will be offered AutoSave as a renewal option. Okay, so this is all going to happen seamlessly. You don't have to do anything. All right, do customers need to renew AutoSave annually? The answer is no. Plain and simple, no. They can cancel anytime, and then they can come back onto AutoSave if they wanted to. They'd have to renew, re-enroll. But when a customer signs up for AutoSave, they're signing up once. They never, ever have to sign up again. They never have to renew anything. Can AutoSave customers be automatically placed on community solar? No, they cannot be, because AutoSave and community solar are two separate programs. One is by Think Community Solar, the other is by Think Home Solutions, right? So those are two separate programs. You sign up for them individually, just like we've always done with electricity. So now service and supply questions. So these are questions that come up usually on the customer side, right? So do customers always receive energy from Think Energy? The answer is no, not always on AutoSave, because sometimes we're going to move them to the utility company if the utility company has the lower rate. So they're not always going to receive energy from Think Energy. How long does it take for supply to switch? Generally, rate changes take 1 to 2 billing cycles, just like it does when signing up for any retail electric supply plan. The next question is, if a customer has budget billing HEAP, which is like Heating Energy Assistance Program or government assistance, can they join AutoSave? Again, we already covered that, but the question right there in black and white, customers should check with their local utility or the program administration that they're getting the benefit from to confirm that switching a supplier, that choosing a third-party supplier, which is what they're doing with AutoSave. It's just a way of picking a much better option for a third-party supplier, but it's a third-party supplier. So they want to make sure that it doesn't affect their benefits. What will appear on the customer's bill? So when Think Energy is the supplier, because we have a lower rate than the local utility company, in those months, it will say Think Energy in the supply section of the bill. In months when we move the customer, when Think Home Solutions moves the customer from Think Energy back to the utility because they may have a better rate at certain times of the year, then the local utility company will appear as the supplier in their bill. That happens automatically. A customer doesn't need to do anything. Will there be a customer portal? We get this question a lot because like in Texas, everybody has a customer portal. It's a little different in the state of Texas because you're paying the bill with Think Energy. In all the other states, Think Energy is not your billing company for AutoSave. So no, customers will get email notifications when their supply changes. So they'll be notified via email, hey, we're moving you to Think Energy, here's your rate. There is no customer portal. They will just get email notifications on a regular basis whenever a change is made, and then the rate will appear on their bill. So they can always look at their electric bill to see what rate they're getting on there, even if they don't read their emails. So that's how it works. That's how the program is for now. Could that change in the future? Possibly. All right, so let's take a look at the next thing. Energy advisor support and compensation. Do we get points for AutoSave customers? Yes. The enroller earns points that matches the customer's electricity band. So like if it's a band 1, you get 1 point. If it's a band 2, you get 2 points, just like any electricity customer. If it's a band 3, you get 3, all the way up to band 7. What makes someone a good AutoSave customer? AutoSave makes sense for everyone. Again, it's the same exact program. They're saying it again, right? That as long as the customer pays their bill on time, is not on assistance programs, and is eligible for supplier switching in their area, they'll be a great fit. If they're on assistance programs, again, we want them to check to be sure. Again, so we're not advising them wrong. We're advisors. We want to advise customers on what's best for the customer first, before we think about ourselves. So let's make sure that if someone has assistance programs and you ask them, do you have any assistance programs? Are you on budget billing? You should ask that question to every customer so that you're never wrong. All right. So be sure to keep these 2 items in mind, right? Band 0 customers are accepted, but no commissions or on these enrollments and no points. And then FEC customers from our old FEC plan, they're not able to enroll on AutoSave. So FEC customers are not part of AutoSave. So basically that's gone away anyway because we're done with the FEC program. So there's no more enrollments for that program, but we do have a new customer referral program that's coming out soon, and you're going to learn more about that as we get closer to the fall. But from what I'm hearing, it's going to encompass all of our services. So free energy was just for electricity customers, so it was limited to those states. Well, what about customers that are AutoSave customers or community solar customers? Or what about states where there isn't electricity available, only community solar? So we're going to have something that encompasses all of our services, which is going to be awesome for the first time ever. And they're working on that now. How do I know if a customer is on AutoSave? You can check your personal customer report, and in the AutoSave field on your personal customer report, your PCR in your back office, it will say enrolled equals an active AutoSave customer, canceled, no longer on AutoSave, or not enrolled, they never enrolled. So there's a column that comes up in there now that says AutoSave on your personal customer report. And if it's filled with nothing, never enrolled, that means they're never enrolled in it. Canceled means they're not on it anymore, and enrolled means they're active on AutoSave. So pretty straightforward. The customer status field will say active, hold, or canceled. So then you can look at it, and the customer status will say active means they're being supplied by Think Energy. Hold means they're being supplied by the utility. And canceled means the customer is no longer, they canceled for whatever reason. They're no longer an AutoSave customer. I don't see that really happening very often. That would kind of be silly. But how are energy advisors compensated for AutoSave customers? Okay, so AutoSave compensation is residual only. There's no CAB. There's no CAB on in the compensation plan. There is no customer acquisition bonus. Okay, which means there's no mentor 1, there's no mentor 2, there's no coded bonuses that are built into the compensation plan. There's no rank bonuses. It doesn't pay into any of those cabs. But it does pay full residuals on when Think Energy is the supplier. And get this, even when Think Energy is not the supplier, you will get 50% of the normal band 1 residual, even if the customer is with the utility company and not with Think. So now you're actually getting paid when they are a customer, you're getting full residuals. When they're with Think, and when they're with the supplier, you're getting 50% of the residuals. You guys, it's just an amazing plan. This is a residual only plan. It's designed because we're going to be having we already have a lot more customers coming in from AutoSave, and it's going to beef up your residuals that much faster. Now, I will say this, the company is, and just because, since we're just starting, there are promotional bonuses. These are not customer acquisition bonuses according to comp plan. They are promotional bonuses. So right now we have promotional bonuses on all of our AutoSave customers in all of our markets that are open right now. And those promotional bonuses have a start date and they have an end date. And then we'll see where we are after that. Do we need to do more promotional bonuses? Maybe the company over the long term needs some data to be able to figure out, can we actually do cabs on a long-term basis? We don't know. We don't know what the profitability is yet, because no one's ever done this before. So we need lots of customers and a lot of data in a lot of markets, and then we'll see where we are. Do's and don'ts. So there's a whole do's and don'ts section. Everybody should read these, and I'm going to just read them quickly. I'm not going to explain every one, but do say that AutoSave automatically manages the customer's electric supply, so they receive either the utility supply rate or the Think Energy supply rate, whichever is lower. Do explain that customers will never pay more than the utility's price to compare. Do clarify that AutoSave compares only Think Energy's custom rate to the utility. It does not compare all retail suppliers. Do explain that AutoSave looks at the customer's unique usage and market factors to generate a personalized Think Energy rate/offer. Do ensure that customers understand that Think Home Solutions cannot guarantee that Think Energy will always offer a lower rate than the utility. There are times when the utility just has a better rate than everybody in the market, including Think Energy. And that's when we act on the customer's behalf where other companies don't. Do advise customers not to enroll in AutoSave if they are already with another retail supplier, unless they understand that how AutoSave works, that Think Home Solutions may switch them away, that they could potentially get an early termination fee if they have an early termination fee with that current supplier. All right, and do confirm that the customer's current supply contract expiration date, confirm that before enrolling them in AutoSave. And tell customers that if they want to switch to a different resale supplier other than AutoSave through Think Home Solutions with Think Energy, they need to cancel AutoSave, okay? Because we're going to keep monitoring that bill until the customer says, I want to cancel. So if they decide, hey, I'm going to move myself over to another retail supplier, and then we realize that we have a lower rate than the utility company, we'll move them back to Think Energy, right? Think Home Solutions will. Or if Think Energy's rate is higher, they'll move them to the utility company. And so that can all happen even if they choose another retail supplier. So they need to understand that they need to cancel their retail supplier first, or understand that we could move them away so that they're not triggering an early termination fee if that's what they have. Again, we just want to be right with the customer. Do offer Think Basic as a placeholder only while AutoSave is unavailable in their market, not as a temporary step toward AutoSave. Okay, so this is what we're saying. Now, Think Basic is a placeholder. Now we have runway to Think Basic rates, which are different than just Think Basic rates. They're designed to be the placeholder so that the customer can then get on AutoSave when it becomes available in their market. All right. But what we don't want to say is that, get on Think Basic in Washington, D.C. or in Connecticut or in the states where it's down the road, way, way far down the road, where we don't have runway to AutoSave rates. We just have Think Basic rates. We don't want to say in the state of Maine, for instance, hey, sign up for Think Basic, or in the state of Massachusetts, sign up for Think Basic now. And then you can get onto AutoSave when it becomes available. We don't know when AutoSave is going to become available. It may not be during that time frame that their Think Basic plan is available and then expires. It could be after that. It could be a couple Think Basic terms away. So if there is no runway to AutoSave rate in the state, do not offer Think Basic as a way to get onto AutoSave in the future, if that makes sense. So I hope that does. And then AutoSave don'ts. We have a lot more do's and a lot less don'ts, and I love that. Don't promise or imply guaranteed lifetime savings. We already talked about that. Don't suggest that customers will always be on Think Energy, because sometimes they're going to be with the utility. Don't say that AutoSave compares to all supplier rates. You do not say that. Do not say we guarantee that we're lower than every supplier in the market. That's not what AutoSave is. No one can do that. There's no company in America that can say we're always going to be lower than every supplier on the planet. It doesn't exist. This is a commodities-based industry, but we can compare to the supplier rates. See, that's how it works. So that means to the utility rates. So that's what we're comparing. Think Energy supply rate to the utility rate. That's it. We only care about Think Energy and the utility. And that's what most customers care about, honestly, because in most states, people have already tried third-party supply, and most of them have tried and they had a bad experience with it, and they got burned. They forgot to renew, and the unscrupulous company jacked up their rate really high. And, that's what they do, because that's one of the ways that those companies, that's part of their standard operating procedure, so that they can stay in business by gouging customers unnecessarily, really, on the customer's side, just so that they can then, get a bunch of profit and then help other customers come aboard with their company. We don't do that. Okay, we're not doing that. This is a bona fide customer first, customer-centric plan. This is only to help the customer. It's not something that's going to hurt the customer. So don't say that we compare to all the supplier rates. We don't. Don't enroll a customer in AutoSave without checking that their current supply contract's expiration date, if they have a third-party supplier. So you should be aware of that and ask them. Don't tell the customer that Think Home Solutions or Think Energy will pay any early termination fees that they will incur from their existing supplier. That's on them. They need to know that. They made that agreement with that company. We didn't, you didn't, they did. Don't attempt to cancel AutoSave on behalf of your customer. They must do this directly via phone or email. You cannot do that. You cannot act as the customer's agent. Only Think Home Solutions will be acting with agency, with limited agency for that customer. So don't attempt to do anything on the customer's behalf. The customer needs to enroll themselves, and they need to cancel AutoSave themselves. Don't tell customers cancel any time without explaining how to cancel. They need to do this via phone or email. And don't say or imply that customers on Think Basic will automatically transition to AutoSave. They have to sign a new agreement. They have to enroll again, new, with Think Home Solutions. It's a different company that they're contracting with. And then Think Home Solutions moves them from Think Energy to the supplier whenever it's best for them. So don't say to anyone that hey, just get on to Think Basic or a runway to Think Basic, and when it's done at the end, you'll just automatically go on to AutoSave. No, you're going to have to get a notification and then, take advantage of that notification, and you're going to need to sign a new agreement with Think Home Solutions so you can be part of AutoSave. You guys, that's a lot of information, and I know I wanted to get this recorded so that we had it available to everyone. So there we are. There's the whole listing. That was a lot. Wow. Feel like I need to take a drink of water or something. No, I'm just kidding. So feel free if you have any questions, feel free to put it into the chat and we'll go from there or raise your hand. I've got a few minutes here. I've got to hop on something at 1:45. So if you have a question, comment, concern, constructive criticism, whatever it is you're looking for. I see Bill clapping his hands. Thank you for that, Bill. I appreciate it. We needed to get this out in audio format so everyone can have access to it. And I really just want to make sure that everybody goes and reads the AutoSave FAQ. Like everybody should do that. Go to thinksuccess.plus/autosave and read what is on there. It is accurate and it will be updated regularly. See, it was updated on July 9th at 6 a.m. And when it gets updated again, you'll see a new date there. Let's see. Don, go right ahead, Don.
Hey, Tony, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thanks. Nice, great Zoom today. This is really good information.
Well, I appreciate that. The best part about it, Don, is I didn't have to write or prepare any of it. I was
Yeah,
just the deliverer. I'm just the messenger.
Great. It just brought up something in my head, which I hadn't even thought about. Yeah. When the customers go back onto the utility and then the 50%, the residual goes to 50% of band one.
Yep.
Does that track over to everybody else in your organization? Does it go 50% of band one for your organization too?
Yes. Everyone for all the bonuses that are there, all of the residuals, whether it's the enroller bonus, the personal customer bonus, should say personal customer residual, or if it's a coded residual or a ranked residual, all of that is 50% of the band one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Makes it easy. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, absolutely. I appreciate that question. Thanks for that. Going to the chat as well. Steve, that was funny, you putting that recorded in front of a live studio audience. I think Zoom schedules updates just before you do this call every week, just to screw with you. I like that. That was great. Yep, pretty funny. That's how it works. So appreciate that, Steve. Can't the customer call the home solution number and have them switch? So let's see who sent that message in. So let's see. So can't the customer call the home solution number and have them switch? I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. But the customer can call Think Home Solutions or Think Energy and they can cancel if that's what you're talking about. Can the customer call up Think Home Solutions or Think Energy and enroll over the phone? Is that what you mean? And have them switch it that way? Like have you choose AutoSave and sign up that way? That's not the way it works. Like the customer needs to enroll themselves. Our customer care department is not there really to enroll the customer. And that's something that we can potentially look at, but generally, right? Generally, we're not saying call, we don't have our customers, whether they're AutoSave customers or community solar customers or any kind of customer, we don't have them call customer service to enroll. They need to enroll through a Think Energy Advisors site so that you can get credit for it. So that's definitely the way we want it to work there. All right. So I appreciate that. All right. And let's see what else. What other questions? If you want to clarify that, maybe I didn't answer that correctly, Mark. But if if I didn't answer it correctly, then maybe raise your hand or whatever. We'll unmute. But I think I got the answer to the question, or at least I think I was understanding it. So if there is probably look, I don't know whether the Think Home Solutions number will be the same as the number for Think Energy, even though they are two separate companies, but they're ultimately both owned, by Energy Well. So, but there should be a separate number for AutoSave, which is separate from a Think Energy customer, I would imagine. I haven't looked at it myself, but that's what I'm thinking it would be. All right, so let's see, Mark, let's see. Yeah, go right ahead. I think I can ask you to unmute. There you go. We good?
Yes, sir, Tony.
All right.
So I've been on the phone with Home Solutions this morning, and they seem to be able to switch a customer over uh, if they call in. I have customers with multiple units, and they said just call them in. They do have the list. Uh, then I have some of them tell a customer that we don't have autosave in Illinois. So, because I just got off the phone with them on that one. I just want to be very clear on the procedure of how they want to do it. Because originally we were told that we could call the autosave number if they're a Think customer, and then they can switch them directly.
Okay,
They
so let's first of all let's take the word switch. That's not the word we need to be talking about here because you have a customer, they're either with Think Energy or they're not, right? So they're either enrolling in AutoSave, canceling a Think Energy agreement and enrolling new in AutoSave. Okay, so
correct.
they're not switching, they're canceling and re-enrolling, or they're not a Think Energy customer yet and they're enrolling for the first time in AutoSave. Like
Well,
those are
that
our
would,
two platforms that we have, right?
right. And that's understandable. If they're a new customer, of course, you have to go through the procedure of enrolling them. But if
Yep.
they're a Think customer and they call the number, I was told that they would be able to they would cancel them and then re-enroll them in AutoSave because they had all the information in the computer.
That's a
Is that not
possibility. We'll have to see. Well, we don't know that for sure yet. That's not part of the FAQ here today. So that's a separate question that needs to be updated in the FAQ. And they're currently working on all of the procedures that go along with that. So that's one of the things where I said a lot of the autosave is going to be subject to change because no one's ever attempted to do this before. Okay, so all of the procedures are not in place in writing and in stone yet. And so there's no way for me or you to answer that question today, right now.
all right? Very good.
Yep. So we're just going to have to see how that goes. Like you said, I would imagine that a customer cannot call up and simply sign up. They're going to have to electronically do something. And they're going to have to click on something electronically because a verbal over the phone enrollment doesn't pass with the utility companies, right? So they have to have something that they're even if our company or Think Home Solutions or whoever takes the information, they still have to send that customer an agreement and they have to click on the agreement and they have to authorize it and say yes to it for it to actually be real. Otherwise, you'd be sitting there reading a 20-page agreement over the phone to someone and then asking them to agree to it at the end. And we don't do that.
No,
That would be
correct.
senseless. So
Right.
let's hold off on getting a concrete answer to that question because that's currently in play with both of the companies, with Think Energy and with Think Energy or Think Home Solutions. All right.
Yeah.
And we'll get that information out to the field because they're currently working on that right now to see, okay, what are we actually going to say to people? Like, what do we want them to be doing? Do we want every customer that's currently a Think Basic runway to autosave customer that's below the utility for the next 4 months? Do we want that customer to enroll on autosave today? No, we definitely don't because we can't guarantee that we're going to keep them below the utility. So why take that risk? So the existing customers that are on Think Basic runway to autosave rates, those customers should not be calling to change anything right now. They should be riding that out. And then we'll come up with whatever procedure at the proper timeline for them to become an actual autosave customer. So I would highly recommend everyone not contacting let the Think Basic runway to autosave customers know that, hey, we're live with autosave. And at the end of your term, you will be able to get onto that plan. That's what I mean, you can do whatever you want with your customers. They're your customers. But that's what I would do with my customers if all of a sudden I was in Connecticut and I don't have any personal Illinois customers or personal Ohio customers myself, but if I did, I would not be having them do anything right now except keep the rate that I promised would keep you below the utility until its end, and then let's get you onto autosave at that point. You need to do nothing right now. That's just the way I would do it. But that's totally up to everyone how they go about that. So I appreciate that, Mark. And let's see, Brett, you have a question?
Tony, thanks for this training. It's always
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
A couple things that came to mind while I was waiting. Is Copilot going to be a thing going forward with AutoSave, do you think?
I'm sure it will be. Absolutely. People who are participating in a co-pilot type program, like organizations and big companies that are looking to, have large numbers of their customers come on. I would think that would definitely be an easy way for them to do that, over time, and they'll work on putting that system into place if we're allowed to do it. So that it's not in the AutoSave FAQ yet, so I'm not gonna concrete answer it, but right now we can sign up community solar customers and regular electricity customers through that platform for companies or organizations that need it. So I don't see why we wouldn't do it for AutoSave. And I know that they're working on, figuring out if we're going to be able to do that and who would actually be handling that, because it is a Think Home Solutions, product. So we kind of have to see how that goes. But again, these are all companies that are under the Energy Well umbrella. We got Think Home Solutions, you have Think Energy, Think Community Solar, you have Think Smart, we have all of these Think Energy, the retail supplier. They're all under the same umbrella company. They're all like sister companies. So that's how it works. And so, yeah, let's just wait on that to see where we are on that, Brett. But I think that that's going to be a logical progression, seeing the number of customers that are coming aboard with AutoSave right now.
It wasn't my primary question. It came up while Mark was talking about calling in, blah, blah, blah. But is there any clarity on small commercial under 100,000 for AutoSave?
Right now, that's the only clarification we had was from the actual presentations that we have had, where it's 100,000 kilowatt hours a year and under. So I would, I would say it's limited availability. So I would say go after it right now until there's no more availability.
And then one other quick thing, I signed up a customer for AutoSave who was on ComEd. So I just put him right in AutoSave, and the 10.28 per kilowatt hour it's in play in Illinois. And then I explained on his bill how community solar works, the credit and the debit, or the subscription fee and the credit. And I went to my personal bill because it seemed like it's been off the last few months. It's not making sense. And ComEd has been overcharging me on community solar. They've been charging me the subscription price twice and only one credit. So FYI, look at your bill, just don't pay the top number. So
yeah, that's definitely a ComEd issue right there. So that's
100%
something
a
that they would,
ComEd issue. But
yeah.
I knew something wasn't making sense, and I took a closer look last night and I went, oh, crikey, they're overcharging me. So they owe me
Right.
$150.
There you go. So yeah, they're like, hey, you're supposed to get like, here's $100 worth of energy, and you're only paying $90 for it or $85 for it.
Right.
Instead, they're saying, well, here's $200 worth of energy, and now we're going to charge you twice for it. We're going to charge you 85 twice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's or maybe maybe they're only giving you the $100 worth of production and charging you 85 twice. That would definitely be something that you'd need to fix with them for sure.
Oh, I'm calling them this afternoon. Yes. So it's not
Go
on
get your
us,
money.
I know. So, but just always look, because you can't, you just don't assume that they have it correct.
Yep. Yeah, definitely check your bill for sure the first time out. No doubt. And as you go, sure. All right. Well, I appreciate that. All right, you got it. All right, guys, I've got to run to get onto another call. Is the 5-month Think Basic automatically runway to AutoSave in the states where AutoSave is available? So Gino, that question, the 5-month runway to AutoSave, all that is, there's nothing automatic about it. Okay. We just have a runway to AutoSave, a name, runway to AutoSave, a special rate that is available in those markets where we know AutoSave is coming. Okay, so in the states where AutoSave is already available, you're going to see Think Basic disappear. And like in Ohio, it should already be gone. I believe it is already gone. And in Illinois, I think it's going to be gone. Like if it's not gone today, it's going to be gone tomorrow. And so it's going to disappear. All of the fixed plans will disappear. So there will not be a basic to runway. We just had that as a stopgap, for people who wanted to get a customer signed up for a good rate now, and then that customer would re-enroll or enroll fresh in AutoSave at the end of that term. So there's nothing automated about it or automatic. It's just a special rate in those states. So I hope that answers the question. And you guys, I'm late for a meeting, so I've got to get going. They've been patiently waiting for me on text, so that's good. I appreciate everybody being here. This is Tony Procopio from New Fairfield, Connecticut. Over and out. We'll talk to you soon. Appreciate everybody being here. Have a great day.